All right, so let's get on to code enforcement now. Code enforcement is another piece to our community development solution. We don't have separate modules with different functionality, but code enforcement does have some unique pieces that we're finding are required by the department. Let's get into it. We're hearing that cities and counties want to have the ability for residents to be able to report a code violation, and they can report it anonymously or not, but giving them an area where they can report code violations. But what we're hearing from code enforcement teams is a majority of their violations are identified while they're out in the field, identifying various code violations. So we give you the ability with our code enforcement app that works whether you're offline or online. It has all the information stored on the item on your tablet or smartphone, and you can work even if you're offline, if you're in a bad coverage area, do your work, and automatically when you come back into good coverage, it automatically pulls all that data up. And you can see here now where we have cases. We also have, for code violations, we also have submissions for permits and licensing, but we link the two by the address. But one thing we have added, if we come down here to system settings, is down here for code enforcement, we give you the ability to we add all your code enforcement violations with the code violation numbers, the title, the legal jargon, and the ability to sort them in a way to make them easy to find. You can also very easily edit this so that if this violation did change in some way, the city or county can easily change it themselves and be current with that process. But now if we come back to cases, we give you the ability up here to add a new case, right? And you can see we can break it down if this is valuable for you, or if you just have one specific code violation, we can enter it in. We're asking for an address, 1719 Keeler. You can see we have an address here. We select it. We identify the property with a bullseye. And if that's the right address, you can click continue. If it's not, you can connect to another parcel. But we'll click continue here. And you see now we give you the ability to include your violations, right? And add your violations here. And the idea being that many times it's not just one violation, it's an abandoned car, it's tall grass, and it's let's say a deck in this example, right? So we give you the ability very easily to select those three options here and include some comments. So in the example here on the deck, we could include a comment like this. For the abandoned car, we could put in a comment that details out exactly what the issue is, and for the grass, there could be another comment, right? And in this example, confirming the violations, we could update the status to opening the case, right? In this example. And in this example, come in again and update the status. So now in this example, we're in the issuing the first violation notice. And in doing that, we have, this open site inspection that's been completed. In essence, it was done when violations were observed in this example. We're going to schedule that follow-up inspection, which is a part of it. And you can see we can also generate an inspection report that would include any photos, those comments that we included here as well. So now with our violation letter, you can see we have our, kind of the basic stuff of our violation letter, the address, the date, etc. But in issuing this document, we're also going to append the violation with those the violations that we identified, right? So now instead of just this first sheet, we have a list of the violations. And so in this example, I just downloaded it here, but you can see the legal ease of this abandoned vehicle violation, but also the comment that was brought in. The grass and the comment from the inspector, the deck and the comment from the inspector in this example here, right? So having that all in one place, we've issued the document, and you can also see that certain people at higher levels can void that document back if it was done in error. But also now we're going to schedule a follow-up inspection, right? So coming in, let's schedule that inspection for a week later, certainly of your choosing, and coming in with that, right? And in confirming that, we set that up for a specific individual. You can see how we can set that right up for him. So he has it on his list of tasks in his inbox to do. And for that code enforcement officer each day, he can come in, see all the outstanding inspections, those follow-up inspections that he needs to do, and when he needs to follow up on them and act on them. So we might have a few on a certain day and move down through the list in that example. So in coming back to our case here, let's say we had that, it's time for that follow-up inspection. And in coming back, now we review the 3 violations, and we now can take it from an open violation to resolved, right? This deck was fixed, and this grass was fixed as well. It was mowed. And you can include photographs on here, whatever needs to be done. But let's say in this example now, for whatever reason, the red car was still there. So it's still open, an open violation. So in coming in to our into our follow-up inspection, and in completing this inspection, we still had violations observed, and we're going to complete this. And in this example, workflow it to issuing a second violation notice in this example. So in issuing this second violation, you can see now we have the second violation notice, and in issuing this document, now this violation letter is going to only have the abandoned vehicle listed as an outstanding violation, right? And we can work this down through the workflow process until they're all gone, or it goes, it can workflow to a court hearing or a fine or whatever, however the city wishes for it to go. On the code side now, very easy for the code enforcement team to generate reports. You can right here determine what columns you want to see in your report, adding or removing any of those, but you can also now slice and dice this information. If you just want to see the code violations that were generated over the last month, you can filter those down. If you want to see the specific, if there's a specific code violation you want to filter out, and be able to export that report into a CSV file, and to be able to save this view as a report. let's say in this example, council report. And you can see how we can save it as a global view so everyone can see this report or just you. So now in saving this council report, I can access it whenever I want into the report and generate that report easily now, not having to filter those out.